Hi guys, welcome back to another cinematic mic review. Today I'm reviewing Matt Bettinelli-Olpin and Tyler Gillet's Scream. It stars Nev Campbell, Courtney Cox, Patrick Arquette, Dylan Minnett, and Jack Quaid. Dylan Minnett, who we most all, well, me, I know him from 13 Reasons Why from Netflix. Jack Quaid, I just found out just a while ago because I looked him up. I was like, this guy looks so familiar, and I had to look him up, and I'm like, I didn't find out where I might have known him from, but then I saw on his little filmography that he was actually from he did the voice of Batman: The Long Halloween as Alberto Falcone, I believe. But I thought that was cool, and I just couldn't find out who he was. But his face looks so familiar, unless I'm confusing him with another actor, and I'm just like they probably kind of look alike a little bit. But yeah, I still have to investigate and see whether I remember him from a show or a movie. I remember when all this talk was going on that there was possibility of another Scream, and I remember the actors were getting talked to. There was interviews with them, like yeah, some people are talking to us, but I was like, I don't know because Wes Craven's not here anymore. Sadly, he passed away years ago, like right after like Scream 4. And I was like, I don't know if someone should target it again, because usually those things don't work out. And then I like that the actual actors of the previous films were kind of like really that thing was close to them, the scripts and all that. Like and Wes Craven, they were protective of their franchise and all that because you heard them talk like, oh, I'm still talking, I'm not sure, but these guys seem like they're really fans and all that. So I remember around that time, like 2020, 2019, there was that talk. And then it finally hit that there was going to be a Scream 4 because I remember in 2020, like during the summer, I ended up watching all three of them when they said that there is going to be a fourth one. So I mean a fifth one. So I saw them again. I don't know where I found them, and I ended up watching all three again. And I was like, oh cool. I remember now I like this one. I remember I like this one, and then I'm like, oh, this one wasn't actually that good. So yeah, I saw that, and then so I was getting all excited. I've been getting excited with the promotion of it in the past month or so, and all that with the posters and everything, the stills. But as I was getting closer, I'm like, I don't know, let me see. And then a trailer hit, and it was interesting, the trailer. But then as I realized when I was watching the trailer, I'm like, I don't know. The trailer doesn't give me like the Wes Craven vibes. It doesn't look like the original ones, so the style. And then again, I don't know if it just had to do with the advanced technology that we have now, or whatever it is that we're here now. I don't know. It just kind of didn't give me that vibe. So that was kind of where I was kind of like, oh, I don't know. And I was like, I'm hoping it's good. Like better than that at least, because I remember when I saw the fourth one, I don't think it was that great. I mean, and then when I saw the other ones, I'm like, yeah, I still love the first two. And the third one was kind of like, eh. But the fourth one was also, I was excited when the fourth one was coming out because it had been a while since the third one too. And then, but then when I saw it, I was like, kind of was like, whatever to me, the fourth one. I was more close to like the first three than the fourth one. And, so I saw that and I was like, all right, just give it time and we'll see what the reviews are. So I kept looking once in a while, like, let me see what the reviews, and then the reviews are getting good. They're really great. I think it's up there. It's pretty good. The reviews are fine. They're not too big time great, but they're fine right there. And so I decided to go see it. I was supposed to go watch this movie actually last night when I got off of work. I got a ticket, but then I called some people saying, hey, because of the situation that's going on right now around the world, like, I don't know if I should go right now after work and all that. And it's late. And so I just asked a few people, like, should I go? And they told me maybe don't go. And I didn't realize that it was my day off today. And I'm like, oh, damn, it's my day off. I'm like, I can go in the morning and there's not going to be that much people. So I'll just go. I would have wanted to see it with a lot of people because it's always best to see it with an audience. I think to me, that's like an experience. That's a cinematic experience, experiencing it with the audience. But right now, it's kind of a little bit protective. So I was like, I'll just watch it in the morning. It's fine. And I did. I saw it. I just came back for it. I'm starting to do this video now because I wanted to talk about it. I got to tell you, I did enjoy the film. I did enjoy it beginning to end. It was entertaining. It got me hooked from the beginning to the end. I followed it. There are things that I realized that I was like, I don't know, even when I was looking up information on the film, I remember like when the first two came out, like they always made like the big star, like, the big star would be the one that gets killed off. Like in Scream 1, it was Drew Barrymore. Scream 2, who was it in Scream 2? I think it was Jada Pinkett Smith. And then in 3, I think it was Liev Schreiber. I think it was him. But there was always like the big star that would get killed off. Even though I think in the third one around that time, I'm not sure if Liev Schreiber was that big. But the first two kind of was like a big thing because, you're killing like the big star. And I was like, that I felt like it was missing here. I don't know the actress that is in the opening. I don't know her, or maybe I do, but it didn't seem like she was something like a big, like, I don't know. I just felt like they needed like that whole that same taste from the other ones, like to kill the big star and all that. But I don't know, maybe she is a big star to the new generation now. Maybe she is big and I don't know. So that's kind of something that was missing on there for me. Then I love seeing the characters back, the original characters. The new characters were kind of interesting, but I don't know. I just didn't get the vibe of the whole Woodsboro City, the school, and all that the way I did with the Wes Craven films. So it just seemed like it was just there just to be there, kind of okay. Yeah, the original had this, so let's put it here. Let's do a scene right here at the school on the at the tables, a hangout scene. And the other one felt more, I don't know, it just felt more organic than this one here. This one seemed like kind of forced that they had to put it here just to kind of, go back, kind of be similar to the other ones. So those are things that bother. The other thing that bothered me was, I'm talking about everything that bothered me first, but let me get it off my chest. The other thing that bothered me was the music too. I remember the other Screams had their own type of music, and their own score. They had this whole rhythm to it that I really love. And right here, you do hear one of the songs, I think, from the old school ones, in the car when someone gets murdered. There's one of the music. I forgot who the artist is that plays these songs. But I enjoyed that when they popped up. I'm like, there's something familiar from Scream. I'm like, that's cool right there. And so I enjoy that. But the score wasn't that great as the other ones that I like seeing. And I had just read about it that I guess the composer of the other one, I think it was Marco Beltrami. I think he got replaced by another composer for this one. And I was just, oh, you should have just kept him, or I don't know if he didn't want to do it, or the directors just wanted to go with their own composer. But I was like, I would have felt it more connected to the other one. And then, like I said too, with the trailers, I didn't get the Wes Craven type of directing style or the vibe of it, something that flows like in the air of the Scream world of Woodsboro and all that. I didn't get it completely. So that's something that I missed about it. But then again, as I said, it could be that the technology has advanced now or something. There is some shots. I noticed it in them like, oh, okay, that's something that I think I remember Wes Craven would do something like that in his films. Like a few of them, but I'm not sure if completely everything was, I don't know. I just thought it was different. But yeah, the whole thing was good. I liked the whole talk about the movies, and then I loved when they started playing the game again of like, what's your favorite scary movie? And this time, it's been so long since like slasher films like that. I don't even think we get any slasher films and all that anymore. That was so like 70s to like 90s. And I think, well, obviously in the 90s, it was Scream that kind of like reinvented it and kind of targeted those other ones. It was like in the middle, and now we have all these other ones, and they bring it up like Babadook, they bring up Jordan Peele, they bring up It Follows, they bring up all these different type of scary movies that was from the past years now, and the ones that they name are actually good scary movies. I agree. I haven't seen Babadook. I remember someone told me I should see it, and I wanted to see it, and then even the cover or whatever, or when I read about it, I'm like, I don't know if I want to see it. It looks kind of scary. But I haven't seen Babadook. Yeah, but I have It Follows. I've seen the Jordan Peele films. I love them and all that, and just the way they talk about movies, directors, or and everything. It's all here again the way it did with the other one. So I really like that. I liked some of the slashing again. We get back to the slashing of Ghostface killing everybody. And it's nice. It goes back to the whole thing. Just the way I felt with watching Halloween Kills them again. I'm like, yeah, that's kind of what Michael Myers does, and this is the way is the Halloween films were. The original one was too. Or his franchise, that's who he is. It's the same here with Ghostface slashing everybody with a knife and killing them. And but there is still some kind of thing that kind of was missing from it from the original that I felt. There is still some kind of thing, and I think it has to do with the music score too. Sometimes it even felt like sad when they would just get stabbed out of nowhere, where he just fucks around with them and then surprise. And there was a lot of that, but I felt like it was missing a certain beat from the original, where because he does do it here, where he kind of plays with them, and then they end up getting screwed over by Ghostface and all that. And there's some scenes that I like too, where I think there's a scene with I won't say, but there's a scene in the house where it's kind of toying with you. The directors are kind of toying with you, making you like with your mind, playing games with you, like, oh, like, it's kind of something that we all know already from back then. So they kind of say like, let's go back there, because your mind's gonna say he's behind there. Once this shuts, he's gonna pop out. But he doesn't pop out. And I kind of like that they were toying with that whole thing of the original ones. Like, yeah, usually when you close it and your mind's already playing and they're playing the music too, and you're like, oh, he's going to pop out bit. Right here, it's kind of like, oh, it's not there. But then he does kind of come out somewhere else. So I like that. I didn't like there's something that goes on here. And, this is kind of connected to the original, kind of like as it always is, or connected to Sydney. And I didn't like something that came out in this film where, yeah, it seems like it was more for the fans and all that, and people to be like, oh, like, but it's there. And I noticed it in films that I like or franchises that I like. And then sometimes they had this whole like type of vibe or tone to it that was okay, normal. But then they do this thing where it seems like this is kind of too like fantasy or too like out of it, like out of place for this franchise or this film. And you like the other ones didn't really do it like that. And now this one here, and I'm like, really? If I can give you an example, once you guys watch the film, it's kind of like a whole Sam Raimi Spider-Man throughout like 1, 2, 3 with the goblin and all that, where he pops out kind of. So I was like, oh, I don't know about that. I was like, that kind of threw me off. I'm like, I would have not wanted to see it. Maybe if you would have worked it out a little bit better, maybe, but I didn't like seeing that. I was like, I think that was that kind of killed it for me a bit. Yeah, so it's pretty cool where they come up with the rules and everything. They come up with the rules again the way that Randy did in the original films. They have the rules, and then they're pretty smart now. Most of the people are kind of smart. On the situation, they're not doing too much stupid decisions. So that was nice to see. And let's see what else. Oh yeah, I love that they talk about now. It's the same. Like I just got Halloween Kills, as you guys know, and they talk about this whole thing how remakes, reboots, they don't work now, and they bring this up, and I love that they bring it up. That's what I love about the Scream movies. Like in the time that it's in, they're talking about what's going on and all that. I think like in number 4, they talked about a remake or a reboot, and then Sydney tells whoever the killer was is like, there's a rule right there: is never fuck with the original. And that's something they bring up here, that now a reboot remake can't be great, that you have to kind of like just make it a continuation instead, because it's respectful to the fans of the ones that really care about the original. They don't want to see this remade so many times because it doesn't work, and they're attached to the other ones, just like I am. That's why I think I like Halloween, because it connects back to the very first one. Jamie Lee Curtis is in it. Scream here is still connected with, it's always going to be kind of connected to Sydney. It's not going to be like a remake. Hopefully not. I don't know if anybody would remake it or reboot it. I mean, and they bring up Chucky too. Look at Chucky, the one with the freaking, I saw it wasn't too bad. The one with Mark Hamill, that one where he's kind of like a iPod or whatever, the iPad or whatever, the Chucky, that one that came out a few years ago, the remake or reboot. That one, and it didn't work out too well, but look, they continued it on Sci-Fi, and everybody loves it because it's still connected to the original franchise, the original other movies. It's still connected there with Andy Barkley and all that. So that's kind of what's going on now, and they bring that up. That's what's in right now, is doing that, because they already figured out that, this whole situation, a remake reboot, doesn't work. Felt like it was being targeted at certain people, and at times I felt like it was being targeted at people like me. So that was kind of cool, the way they were doing that whole thing about fandom, critics, and all that. So that was fun to see. Uh, yeah, this is the thing that I got stuck on earlier, I think. I didn't feel like the scenes where, I love the killing. I love that it's Ghostface. I love the slashing. I'm like, yeah, and it's kind of like really psycho killer type of freaking killing. But I didn't feel like there was any part where it was scary, where it was like way scary. I don't know. I felt like you felt that more in the original ones. But then again, because it's already been done before, maybe they can't get it right or something. I don't know. I didn't feel it like way too scary, like the first one, the Drew Barrymore opening scene and all that. Like, not even like, I thought a scene where someone goes out, like two people go out, I thought it'd be more scary, but I don't know. I just didn't feel it, or maybe we're used to it already because we're fans of Scream. We know that's typical already. And I can say that too, that this film kind of does feel like, I was like, oh, I kind of came out. I did like it. I didn't freaking like love it like big time. Like, damn, this is a masterpiece, or like, hell yeah, but it was enjoyable. It was a good movie. It wasn't like a bad movie. I haven't seen Scream 4. I didn't even watch it in 2020 because I remember I didn't really like it. But I should have checked it out. I didn't watch the other ones before this. I just went in going to see this. But I'm like, maybe this one is a bit better than 4. But yeah, I just had issues with that. It wasn't like scary as the other ones. And then it also felt kind of repetitive. I'm like, oh, we're doing this whole thing again. But that's usually what a Scream movie is. It's always, and they bring it up too. They're like, oh, this is oh, this is typical of like, they bring it up. They know the whole situation of the thing that, oh yeah, you're this person now, and who's this, and all that. Or is this a scene where I die, or this is the scene here? They bring it up themselves and all that. And yeah, it just felt kind of a little bit redundant at times, but it was enjoyable. I did enjoy it. It was worth my money. Um, I liked it. Then yeah, like I said, they talk about the whole bringing back, connecting to the original, or bringing back the someone from the original and all that, legacy characters as they call it. And yeah, a toxic fandom and all that. So yeah, I enjoyed the film. I think it's a good movie. I do recommend you guys go watch Scream. And so I think that's it for my review. That's all I have to say. I'm trying to think if I can bring up anything else, but I don't think I can. I think I talked about the things I didn't like and kind of a little bit what I like. But yeah, I did have my issues with it. But yeah, I think it was all right. I think these guys did fine. I don't think I was like, these guys suck. They didn't do a great job at the Scream. They didn't do anything great with this. No, they actually did fine. I'm glad it was them. Wes Craven did the last four, and it went to them now, obviously, because Wes Craven isn't here. And I think they did fine. They didn't like freaking put it down the drain, I think. So they're fine right now, I think. And yeah, as I said, I think it's a good film. If you guys want to watch it, I think you guys should go check it out, have some fun, just be safe and everything. But yeah, that's my review for Scream. If you guys enjoyed my video, please hit that like button and subscribe.